Liftoff will start in T-minus 10 seconds. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. We have ignition.
It's time! Seconds from Game 7 or from championship number 6. Jordan, open, Chicago with the lead! Behind the screen, Harper got a piece of it. It comes off. The Chicago Bulls have won their 6th NBA championship. Tying run at second, 2 out, Palmero over the head of Jenks. Uribe charges, throws, out! And the White Sox have won the World Series.
To the far side around the 8-yard line to Hester. Under it, and to the middle of the 15, to the 20, break free of the 25, to the 30, to the outside, 40, midfield, 40, 30 to the coast, 20, 15, Hester 5.
For the 3rd time in 6 seasons, it's one goal achieved. The Chicago Blackhawks win the Stanley Cup. A little bouncer slowly toward Bryant. He will glove it through to Rizzo. It's in time, and the Chicago Cubs win the World Series.
What up, what up, what up? Welcome to Shawn Sierra Sports on Sports Zone Chicago. I'm your boy, the SuperBack Sierra. Thanks for tuning in. If you're watching us on Facebook Live, well, then I guess you found us on Facebook. And if you're not following us on Facebook, what? Come on, go to Facebook, type in Sports Zone Chicago, click the like button, and now you're following Sports Zone Chicago. Simple. But wait, there's more. Go to our YouTube channel. And if you're watching us on our YouTube channel, excellent. And if you're not subscribed to our YouTube channel, for real, come on, guys. Go to YouTube, type in Sports Zone Chicago, click the subscribe button, but also click the notification button. That's the little bell next to it. That'll let you know anytime a show from Sports Zone Chicago is going live. Get it? Got it? Good. Now, you can also tweet the show. Tweet us at Sports Zone Shy. That's CHI at Sports Zone Shy. Now, if you want to follow me, just me personally online, want to know what I did? Let me tell you what I did. I made it nice and easy for you folks. Nice and easy. One handle for Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Snapchat, and TikTok. All one handle at the Shawn Sierra. We got a great show, but I need you to get interactive. So whatever platform you're watching us on, whether it's Facebook or YouTube, leave a question or comment on that platform. It'll come up here in the thread. We'll put it up on the screen. We'll incorporate it into the show. And that, my peoples, is what makes this the best morning Chicago sports talk show around. And that's you. So bring them all, baby. Questions, comments, smart-ass remarks, because ain't nobody scared over here. And like The Rock said, baby, don't sing it, just bring it. Let's check out the chat, because Lord have mercy, the chat is jumping. That's what I'm talking about. Levette Lee in here early. Says happy Friday, y'all. That's what I'm talking about, Levette Lee. Mr. Shorty's in the house. It's top of the morning. The FGB. What? FGB. What? Oh, man. Thanks, Shorty. I appreciate it. He says I'm in a meeting today, this morning. I still have you on and muted. Got to give my man Sean the view and the like. Thank you so much, buddy. I appreciate it, man. That's awesome. Cornelius in the house says, yo, Mr. Shorty, bear down on FGB. So just the hell with me, huh, Cornelius? Just hi to Mr. Shorty. That's it, huh? All right. I bet. Petty Lara's in the house says, happy Mickey Vicky TGI Friday to Theo Sean. Jeremiah. Awesome. I know he's watching. That's great. If Monica's watching, good morning to you too, Monica and Patty. Thank you for tuning in. I appreciate it. Black Diamond, my man's in them. Black Diamond, you're on that list. You might be my man's in them from now on. It's top of the morning, gang. Hopefully we know about 8 game status later on today. FGB. Yeah. Yep. Patty says, top of the morning, Sean. Can't wait for a great show. Thank you much. My man Armando Emeterio, Lara Jr. Man, Junior's in the house. What's up, Papa? Thank you for tuning in, bro. Appreciate you. Mr. Southside himself. Michelle Walls in the house. What up on the Mickey Ficky TGI Friday? Bear down. C Red FGB. What? FGB. That's what I'm talking about. FGB. My man Rick Gonzalez is in the house. Morning, fool. FGB. Rick, what's up, Papa? How you doing? How you doing? Listen, I don't know a lot about a lot, but I do know this. More of the usual suspects will chime in as the show goes on. That, my peoples, I can promise you. We got a great show. We get started early today, 9:30. My man, Fred Pfeiffer from the Big Red Bust is going to join us. We're going to talk Bulls. We're going to talk NBA. Yeah. We got a lot to talk about the NBA and the Bulls. So Fred Pfeiffer from the Big Red Bus is going to join us at 9:30 at the bottom of the hour. At the top of the hour, my man Kole Noble from A to Z Sports is going to join us. We got Bears talk. Bears take on the Baltimore Ravens in B-More this Sunday. And as someone stated, number 8's status is in question. And the only reason it's in question because their season is in shambles. They're 1-5. I'm talking about the Baltimore Ravens. They're 1-5. If they fall to 1-6, much are done and have no shot at the AFC North championship or title, division crown. So, will they bring Lamar back to save it, to try and get this game with a chance to further injure him and keep him out longer, or what? Are they going to rely on Derrick Henry? Are they going to find someone else for the defense because their defense is giving up 37 points in 4 of the 6 games? 37 points in 4 of the 6 games that they played. It's a lot of points. That's a lot of Mickey Ficky points. Can we get in on some of them points? 35 points today? Or Sunday, 35, 37 points on Sunday? I like that kind of party. Black Diamond says, Shawn, if I make it, I'd be honored to be your mans and them. The auto spell out nemesis. But I know what you meant, dog. Oh, man. Well, listen. We got a lot to talk about today, man. Holy shnikes. To borrow a phrase from Tommy Boy's, his very own, goodness, what's Chris Farley? Couldn't even think of my man's name. If you ever saw Tommy Boy, you know what I'm talking about. So, update on the big news before we hit the top of the morning topics. It's probably going to be Monday. And I know it's frustrating. But the last minute thing is finally was coming through. And it'll probably happen today where I can launch and launch that good news for you. It's most likely going to happen today, but I didn't want to say it today and then not come through. So most likely it'll be on Monday. Most likely. And yeah. You have no idea how difficult it is not telling you guys, oh my goodness. I'm telling you, you have no idea. It's been No. There we go. Yeah. It's been crazy. Try not to tell you to hold it in. Whew. Man. And so I just want you to know it's difficult for me. It's really difficult for me to not divulge this information. I'm telling you, it's tough. It's really, really tough. But gonna have to wait till Monday. Believe me, I wanted to tell you today. I wanted to let the cat out of the bag. I was fired up about it. You have no idea. I was fired the freak up about this. Whew. Or not was. I am. So, but it's got to wait a couple more days. You're going to love it. 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 Dude, I'm telling you, I got to stop thinking about it because I'm getting fired up, wanting to talk about it, knowing that I can't. Knowing that I cannot. So I will have to, I'll just have to sit due for the, but you know what? Here's the only bad thing. I'm going to blink. I'm going to blink and the weekend's going to be over. When the weekend's over, then I can tell you. It's a little frustrating. I'm one of those people, if you couldn't tell. I love giving good news. I love when good things happen to other people and I get to share it or be the bearer of good news. You know? Like if I have a Christmas present for you, a birthday present, like I want to give you the present like almost immediately. Like I can't wait for you to see what it is that I got you. You know, and this is something that you guys are going to like. It's going to be dope. Dope is all get out. And it's something I've been working on for a while. And something I've been working on for a while. And it's finally coming to fruition. And I'm finally happy to, share with you. But unfortunately, it's gonna have to wait until Monday. Most likely Monday. Let me just say that. Most likely Monday. I got to make sure that there's 2 things left I got to do. I'm waiting for 2 things. One thing I'm waiting for, and the other thing has to happen, and then ready to roll. We are ready to roll because it's going to be, you're like, tell me, Rage, damn it, Shawn, tell me. Just as frustrated or anxious as you guys are, believe you me, I am anxious as I'll get out about it. Because it's cool. But let's get it. Let's see. We got to move. We got to move. Because we have, I forgot, Fred's coming on at 9:30. So, oops, wrong one. Fred's coming on at 9:30, so we got to get a crack a lacking, baby. So listen, you guys, you know how we do the first segment of every show is called Top of the Morning.
It won't come just when you want it.
See, the first top of the morning topic, which way do we go? Which way do we go? Which way do we go? Here. Start here. On Wednesday, The Bullies, baby. The Bullies beat the Detroit Pistons, 115-111 at the United Center. Nikola Vucevic, he led the way, 28 points, 14 rebounds. Matas Buzelis, you see in the picture there, he contributed 21 points, 6 rebounds. And Josh Giddey, just doing Josh Giddey things. 19 points, 11 assists. He contributed 14 points in the winning effort. The Bulls, next one, the Bulls travel to Orlando to face the Magic tomorrow. Tip-off is at 6 p.m. Central. You can catch that game. Catch that game on CHSN or listen to it on their flagship station, 670 a.m. 670 a.m. Excuse me. Sorry, I was burping like a burper. I don't know what that's all about. But yeah, CHSN, 670 a.m. You can listen to it. Let's see. The next top of the morning topic, which way do we go? Which way are we going to go here? Thought I did that one. No. My mistake. The next top of the morning topic, the Blackhawks, baby. Last night, Blackhawks beat the Tampa Bay Lightning 3-2. Spencer Knight was, no pun intended, between the pipes for the Blackhawks. He stopped 29 of 31 shots. Frank Nazar scored his 4th goal of the season. Ryan Donato scored his 4th and 5th goals of the season. Assists were Bertucci, he hit his 4th. Teravainen, his 6th and 7th helpers of the year. Reichel, his 2nd of the year. And Frank Nazar, not only on the scoring end, but also on the helping end. He got his 5th assist of the season. Big 3-2 win down in Tampa. Moving on to the next top of the morning topic, the Hawks host the LA Kings on Sunday at the United Center. Puck drop is at 6 p.m. Central. You can catch that game on CHSN, Chicago Sports Network, or listen to it on their flagship station, 720 a.m. Good stuff. Next top of the morning topic, but of course, the Bears travel to Be More. Yes, the B-Town. They travel to Baltimore to face the Ravens on Sunday. Kickoff is at high noon Central Time. You can catch that game on CBS 2 or listen to it on their flagship station, ESPN 1000. That's 1000 a.m. Big game for the boys. Pardon me. Big game for the boys. Can they extend their win streak to 5? Minnesota looked bad yesterday. Yep. Can this run game get going? Can they put up some points? Can Caleb get going? There's a lot of questions. A lot of questions regarding this game. But let's keep it moving. Oh, sorry. Let's keep it moving a little bit. Game 1. Yes, the Fall Classic, baby. Game 1. This is crazy. It's going to be cold, but it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Game 1 of the World Series. It's tonight. Dodgers, Blue Jays starts tonight in Toronto. First pitch is at 7 p.m. Central. You can catch that game on Fox 32 or listen to it on their flagship station or on the radio broadcast, ESPN 1000. ESPN 1000 for World Series action. And staying with that, the next top of the morning topic, staying with the World Series preview, the probables for tonight's game for LA. Blake Snell is going to be on the bump for those Doyers. He was 5-4 going against Trey Yesavage from Toronto. He was 1-0 on the season. So it's going to be a crazy one. It's going to be a crazy one. The World Series, man. The World Series is here. It is insane. And baseball is finally coming to an end. Jay Grizz checking in. What's up, Popeye? Says good morning, good people. Jay Grizz in the house. What's up? What up? That's what we're talking about, man. Baby, baby. All right. The last one. No, there's one more. One more top of the morning topic that I want to get to before we invite in Fred. This one, ay, tu madre. This one is a crazy one. This one is crazy. The FBI. This is a crazy one. The FBI arrested 34 people, many current and former NBA players and coaches, in 2 alleged gambling rings. There's an official in there as well. Scott Foster was arrested in Silver Spring, Maryland. Sham Charania, according to Sham, said when he was being said, did Chris Paul put you up to this? Oh, sorry. Wrong one. Did Chris Paul put you up to this? So crazy, crazy, crazy. And we're going to talk about this with Fred on the other side. Because this is insane. Insane in the brain. The NBA is rocked. That's all I can tell you. The NBA is rocked with what's going on with this FBI investigation. Crazy, crazy, crazy. So we're going to take a quick break. I got to get the warden off the CrossFit. We're going to welcome my man, Fred Pfeiffer. Well, let me get this off. You don't want to see Scott Foster. So don't go anywhere. Locked right here. Shawn Sierra Sports on Sports Zone Chicago.
911, operator 901. Where's the emergency?
127 Brymere.
Okay, what's going on there?
I'd like to order a pizza for delivery.
Ma'am, you've reached 911. This is an emergency line.
Large with half pepperoni, half mushroom.
You know you've called 911. This is an emergency
Do you
line.
know how long it'll be?
Okay, ma'am, is everything okay over there? Do you have an emergency or not?
Yes.
And you're unable to talk because...
Right.
Is there someone in the room with you? Just say yes or no.
Yes.
Okay, it looks like I have an officer about a mile from your location. Are there any weapons in your house?
No.
Can you stay on the phone with me?
No. See you soon. Thank you.
Every day, we take steps to keep the people we love safe, but some health risks are easy to miss. Ticks hiding in the yard can spread germs, like the ones that cause Lyme disease. Mice searching for food can spread bacteria that makes us sick. Mosquitoes lay eggs in standing water and can spread West Nile virus and more. Cockroaches are drawn to water in the home, leaving behind allergens that can trigger asthma attacks. Common pests can threaten our health. Learn how to protect your family at pestworld.org.
When I'm flying, I put my helmet on, my visor down, my mask up. You don't know who I am. whether I'm African American, Asian American, Hispanic, white, male or female. You just know I'm an American airman kicking your butt. I'm General C.Q. Brown Jr. Come join us.
No, I don't know though. I'm scared. You're so
Do you know that you're in my lane? No, not at all. Are you not paying attention? Are you texting? I was just checking in with my mom. I was telling her that I thought we'd be home by 6. It's okay. There's enough time. Just pay attention. I'm not even halfway through my text. There's no way. I'm not even going to look up. My babies are in the car. You have to pay attention. It's just supposed to be a quick text. I'm so sorry.
Sumu's got the assignment on Cunningham, and that he takes to heart off and good block.
And you see what's contagious is the energy.
Jones, Sumu.
Yes, nice work.
He shot almost 40%. So on the drive, the step, tough shot goes down.
Oh, shot maker. That was a tough shot.
They had a 16-point lead after one quarter. They did not have a 16-point lead after one quarter at all last year.
Don't be late.
Dunk by Buzelis.
He just back cuts Ron Holland right there. And no.
Another rejection from Honest Buzelis.
The big fellas run. Hey, when the big fella runs like that, feed him. Feed him.
Josh.
Killing the shot clock.
Jones kicks. Williams. Okoro is able to hold on to it. On the drive, the cut.
Oh, meet me at the rim, Mr. Stewart. And you were late.
When a big guy's running, you gotta feed him. Yang, 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 yang. Stacey could be the best color commentator in the city. That's awesome. Meet me at the rim, and you were late. Dude, he's just living his life. I don't know. Not too many people have a much better life than Stacey King. You get to talk shit. You watch your favorite team, the Bulls. You're the color commentary. You get to talk shit. You make up stuff as you go along. A lot of stuff that you make up turns into the T-shirts on your clothing line, your T-shirt line, and they sell like hotcakes, and you get everybody fired up in the process. Great stuff, Stacey King. Not too many people have a better life than you. And you have three championship rings, if I'm not mistaken. And welcome back to Shawn Sierra Sports. That video, that clip, courtesy of Chicago Sports Network. Those were the Bullies on Wednesday. On Hump Day, we had to wait till today because I don't have a show on Thursday. That was the Bulls going crazy. You saw Matas posterizing people. He is a human poster maker, and I like it. I like it a lot. We're going to talk about that because right now the Bulls are undefeated, baby. Can you believe it? Undefeated. I like the way that sounds. We're going to bring in my guy. Man, he's been rocking with us for years. He's for the Big Red Bus. Chicago Bullseye, the Big Red Bus podcast, Chicago Bullseye. Man, you can find him on Twitter at CBEFred. Guys, just welcome back to Shawn Sierra Sports. Fred Pfeiffer. Fred, what's up, Papa? How are you?
Shawn, I'm living the dream. Living the dream with the Bulls the way they look. First place, we're going to take the Central and never give it back.
Hey, be careful. Someone else said that, something like that before. They've been in last place ever since.
I said that on Waddle and Sylvie's show yesterday, and Tom reminded me of that didn't actually work out for the Bears, but now it seems to be doing a little bit better. I think we're on our way. I think we're on the way with the Bulls too. I mean, we have three guys that I think are all-star caliber players that are 25 and under, and Giddey, Modest, and Kobe White. And as soon as Kobe comes back, I just want us to tread water until he comes back because his gravity is so intense when he's out on the court. Everybody, really has to pay attention where Kobe White is. But if we can, just stay around 500 until he gets back, I really think this team could do some special things. I had 46 wins and a fifth seed before this Kobe injury. A little bit lower, I anticipate with that, without him, because he's the one guy I thought was kind of irreplaceable. But man, they look good on opening night. If Vooch can play like that, who knows what this team can do?
Dude, we talked about it. That was one of the top of the morning topics that I had, that I had for today. And Vooch led the way, 28 points, 14 rebounds. Come on, man. That's crazy. That is crazy. Matas with 21 and 6. Giddey doing Josh Giddey things, 19 and 11 assists. I mean, it not good way to start. And I'm concerned about, well, let's jump right into it. Giddey. Remember, beginning when we first got him, I was not a Giddey fan. Not a Giddey fan at all.
I agree.
Get Sunshine out of here. Get him back and then remember the Titans. Sunshine, get out of here. And he's like, all right, hold my beer. And this dude started going. And then he went from Sunshine to Ice Cube. And Mr. Serrano got a triple-double damn near every game. I thought he might have relaxed and said, oh, I got a 4-year, $100 million contract. I am good. He is not good. He is back to applying the pressure, going full go. Give me your thoughts on Josh Giddey, on how he started the season, and where do you think he could end the season, despite the fact that they got paid and he's not looking like he's relaxed one bit.
Well, I think the biggest turnaround for Giddey, obviously he played much better at the All-Star break. And I, like you, was furious about that trade. I still stand on that point that in that trade for Alex Caruso, which became, a massive part of the Thunder's championship run, you really needed to get at least one draft asset in addition to Giddey, who was at a low point in terms of his value across the league. He had basically gone from a starter to a bench player who, really wasn't getting significant time in the run for the Thunder. But that said, and I agree with you, I wasn't happy with his performance at all for the first half of the season. And I would call these people that would be out there, I call them Giddeyits. These guys that would just be like, oh, he's great. He's great. And he was actually terrible. Well, I became a Giddeyit in March because, man, he was awesome. And I really think the key turnaround statistic for Giddey was his free throw attempts. When he started getting to the line, and because he's an 80% free throw shooter, he did much better when he started getting to the line consistently. In game one, I think he got 11 free throw attempts up. And so he, along with Kobe, really improved their games there in March and became one of the best backcourts in the NBA in the month of March. So I'm beyond excited about Josh Giddey because I thought we signed him on a reasonable deal. I was concerned the Bulls would pay like $30 million or more for him. When you look at some players out there in the point guard position like Suggs, there's some other guys that are, I think, kind of overpaid. They're all making $30 million or more at that point guard position. And, I can understand why his representation thought he deserved that amount. However, the Bulls held their ground and they got, I thought, a reasonable deal at $25 million for 4 years, pretty straight line. That's a good deal for a guy of this player's caliber. So I think he has an all-star game in the future. He's got to cut down on the turnovers, which were a little, I think he had 6 or 7 in game one. But outside of that, man, this kid can rebound. He's getting to the line more. He's playing hard. He's been more consistent from the three-point line. Those 3-point numbers after the All-Star break, he was shooting like close to in the upper 40s from three. That's not going to, sustain. It's impossible to. But if he can still, remain between 37 and 40, it makes all the difference in the world that people have to respect him on the perimeter. But to me, game one, without a doubt, Vooch was the key. Vooch as a trailer center, and the Bulls want to play fast. He's not obviously not the most
not very fast.
not very flat, not very fast. But what they did really well is they were hitting him as a trailer center at the center position, and he was hitting those trailer threes, 4 of 6 from 3. To me, that's where all of Vooch's value starts and ends. And I know we kind of disagree a little bit on this point, but 2 years ago he shot 29% from 3, high volume, horrible, never guarded. That's a horrible percentage. It's one of the worst in the league. Last year, shot 40% from 3, which is one of the best in the league. He literally went from one of the worst three-point shooters to the best in 1 year. And this preseason was not impressive, to put it mildly. I was concerned that he maybe would regress to that previous version of Vooch, but 4 of 6 from 3, knocking down key 3 after 3. It's just so important for him to hit that shot because he isn't the best defender anymore, and he never was. But if he can stretch that floor and bring the bigs out, it's going to open up things for Giddey and Kobe and Matas Buzelis.
You said one thing that was very apropos. You said when you talked about Giddey, you said this kid, he's only 23. He's only 23. Like, we forget. I know sometimes I forget, so I assume a lot of other people forget. The kid is 23 years old. What the hell were you doing at 23 years old? You know what I mean? Like, mentally, I was nowhere near. I'm still at 23 years old, you know? And this guy's getting $100 million. He's got another big contract after this if he plays anywhere near the way he did in the second half last year. I like it. I think he feels what I feel from him, Fred. I think he exhaled and says, I finally have a place that I'm welcome. I finally have a fan base that loves me. I finally have a team that I can run. I think he exhaled not because he's got all that money, but because he's comfortable here now. Like, now you can go buy a nice little condo downtown. You can go buy a little condo. You don't got to stay in an Airbnb or something. You can buy a condo because you're here for another 4 years, maybe longer.
Yeah.
Talk to me about how you think he can finish the season, because he started rather nice. He had a couple turnovers. I get it, but that's not gonna happen every night. This kid is just. I'm just a big fan of him after being the biggest opponent of him coming here and to be when they traded for him.
Yeah, I think the real key, one of the key and most underrated aspects to improving Josh Giddey and to optimizing him as a basketball player was the acquisition of Isaac Okoro. And what you see with Okoro is an excellent. He's one of, to me, the most underrated defenders in the NBA. Mm-hmm. He's an incredible perimeter defender. You saw it in this last game. Cade Cunningham goes 8 of 24, and almost all his shots that were made were not on Okoro. He made one shot on Okoro. The rest were like in transition or, after a pick and roll, and he had, Vooch 1-on-1. But when Okoro was lined up against him, he's able to take those difficult assignments and allow Giddey to move off to guard the least, the least potent offensive weapon on the opposition. And so that's what I was really, that's the issue with Giddey, is he's kind of limited defensively, that you always have to think about that. Like, we got to have a guy on the court that can guard those tough 1, 2, 3s, because our point guard can't really guard him. He can only guard really, maybe a power forward. It's kind of a unique, difficult situation that Billy has to kind of go through. But I think that acquisition really is going to help him, make it easier for him on the defensive end, which will help his offense. So I saw it in game one. I mean, Okoro was fantastic on Cade Cunningham in terms of, like, if you're going to be guarding the best player on the opposition every night, which is going to be Okoro's task, you're going to have to go through a mountain of picks, like pick. And he is the best at navigating those. You saw it in game one. And I think that was a huge acquisition, is bringing him in. He didn't score anything. He was 0 for 2 from the field, but he led the team in plus minus at plus 17. And there's a reason for that, because he is a lockdown, fantastic defender. And I think something we haven't had since Caruso left. So that's going to help Giddey. There's so much that the Bulls are doing, I think, to really kind of help him. The last thing they need, though, and they're not going to win anything of real value until they get it, is a really true, fantastic rim defender in the front court at the 4 or 5. Modest is getting better there. Obviously he's a good shot blocker, but I don't even want to put that on Modest. That's where we need to improve next year, is to find a 5 who can defend the rim at a high level.
Speaking of, I liked Modest. I liked his Diddy. I like the fact that he looks filled out. Looks like he was in the weight room. Now, the kid's freaking 7'12", so he's not going to get huge in one day. That's a lot of length that he has to add that muscle to. But now he's not as skinny. Mm-hmm. He's filled out a little bit. Still got that dog, but dude, I love his attitude, bro. He's such a nice guy. In all the interviews, humble young man, and when he's on the court, he's trying to rip your heart out, eat it, and spit it back in your face. I love his attitude. I love his mentality. Talk to me about what you saw from him in game one with those. We saw coming out of the break a couple dunks. Like, this kid has not let up at all.
Well, there was, I think, the play that defines, Modest and the joy that I have about where this kid can end up happened. I think it was quarter 3 where Okoro drove the baseline, shot clock winding down, and then there's Modest attacking the rim, hard cut, as fast as he could possibly run, catches the ball and dunks through. I think it was Isaiah Stewart, dunks through the block.
Yeah,
And
yeah, he
just
did. He did
hammers
get
it
blocked a little
home.
bit.
Hammers it. And so, number one, well, why are you so excited about that? Number one, he cut. Yeah, like you didn't see that. I haven't seen that play. I love, Patrick Williams is such a good kid, but I can't recall one time in the last 5 years. That play's always been there for Patrick Williams. He does not play at that level. He doesn't play that hard, that fast. He just doesn't. And it's not just him. There's a lot of players like that. To see that cut, to see that aggressiveness when he did get the ball, and to just hammer it home through a block attempt, just was awesome. But more importantly to me, like, there's a lot of hype around Modest, and rightly so. There's so much this kid can do. I love his ball handling, his athleticism. But after the game, Billy, in that post game press conference, I think it was really illuminating, where he basically, it was a good question regarding Modest. He said that was the loudest you ever yelled at him, and he's demanding greatness. Like, he's demanding to be coached, and he's accepting it. Other players would turn off to that. You've seen that, I'm sure, Shawn, in your career, where players that get rough coaching, they're like, I'm out on this kid. I can think of one kid in my head right now that just transferred out of our high school that got even the slightest bit of difficult or hard coaching or yelling, he would just turn off and he's transferring. Not this kid. Like, this kid is like, I am going to, accept all the yelling and all the berating possible and do it, because he knows in the end that's going to make him the best possible player. I loved it. I highly recommend watching Billy Donovan's post game. I think he's so good at it, and I really learned something almost every time. He went into great detail about why he didn't foul up 3 with 13 seconds left, which I thought was really well thought out. And at the end, that last question, it said a lot to me about his relationship with Modest. And I'm excited because you have a coach that will not settle, that will not just be nice to him. He is going to demand that he gets better. So there's good stuff. Everybody who I'm in constant awe. I was on with Sylvie yesterday. I don't know if you're aware, he had this Bulls cot. I'm in awe of this city not embracing this team. Like, it's worth your attention. It's worth your time. And there's way too many people. I don't have time for the Bulls. The Bulls suck. And, ever since Ryan Poles came to the Bears, the Bulls have had a better winning percentage every single year. They have 3 players, 25 and under, who I think will make an all-star team. Yeah, it's like 2 different reactions. Like, nobody would ever say that about the Bears. Measure of a man or a fan is how you are in the worst of times. And we've gone through some really tough times in the last 3 years, Shawn, as Bulls fans. But I think there's a light at the end of the tunnel, and it's worth your time and investment to start caring about this team.
Well, I don't know what you're listening to, but believe you me, there's plenty of Bears fans who talked a lot of shit about Ryan Poles. A lot of shit about his
Well,
a lot. And me being one of them.
Yeah,
Okay?
but rightly so. I have a lot of issues with Ryan too. But one thing he got right was this coaching hire absolutely was right on. And there's a lot to be excited about with the beloved Bears and the beloved Bulls. So I
was just about to say that, bro. I was just about to say that, is that you got 2 coaches who are very demanding and 2 young superstars who they crave greatness. They crave it. All right. I know Caleb's a little out there, what adjective would you want to use him? What would you want to use for him? He's out there. Eccentric, a good one. But you know what? That Mother Hubbard went between the lines. Like, when it's time to ball, he's ready to ball. He's not afraid of the work. He's not afraid of watching. He's not afraid of watching film for hours. He's not afraid of getting in there early. He's not afraid of getting there late. He's not afraid of staying after practice with guys he's not afraid. And Matas, and what I'm hearing, Matas is the exact same way.
Yeah.
He's the exact same way. The kid's 19, 20 years old. He can't even buy a beer legally. And this kid wants to outwork everybody at an age of 20. Maybe 21 now. I don't know. That is exciting to me, Fred. When you got the best guy, I don't want to say he's the best guy on the team yet, but that title's coming. That title's coming for Matas real soon.
I agree to a certain extent. I think people still, and we've done it for 4 straight years as a fan base, we've constantly put a ceiling on Kobe White. Last year, I got a stat that just blows my mind. Since the COVID restart, which is basically in 2020-21, there's been an award 5 times a year called the Eastern Conference Player of the Month. That means you're the best player in the entire conference. Only 12 players in the Eastern Conference have won that award, and since COVID ended. Giannis multiple times, Embiid is won it multiple times. Guys, names like Brunson, Donovan Mitchell, these are elite players. 11 of the 12 have made an All-NBA team. 11 of the 12 have made an All-Star team. The only player to win that award who has not made an All-Star team or All-NBA is Kobe White. He won it in March of last year after the All-Star game at the age of 25. I think we're all sleeping on where this kid could go. That means he was not the best player on his team, not the best player on the division, the best player in the conference in March. He was awesome. Now he's hurt. We're suddenly forgetting about this, but there's no greater indicator of greatness than winning that award. That is a serious award that only really good players win. And I think there's an All-Star game in his future. He turns 26 the day after the All-Star game this year.
He's in the middle of his
really
prime,
high in Kobe White. Yeah,
he's in the middle of his prime. He is something special. And the thing, and here's the thing that I like, and I cannot say anymore that the Bulls don't develop players. Because I could say that for a long time. Can't say that anymore. Not when you have a guy like Kobe White. Kobe White didn't have a position when he got here. Well, here we're just you're two guard, but we'll have you play the one, and look where he's gotten. And I know Patrick Williams is an outlier, okay, but look at what they've done with him. Look at what they've done with some of the other guys who are contributing. Not as the jump hasn't been as great. Io is another one, but look at the Julian Pierce or Julian Phillips, excuse me. Even the skinny boy, the dancer,
Dalen Terry.
Dalen Terry. He's contributing on defense and rebounds. I'm not asking him to score 50, but if that's his role and that's what Billy wanted to do, that's what he's doing. The development that I've seen in this Bulls team is impressive to me because you need roles. You need role players. Everyone's not going to be a Michael Jordan, Scottie Pippen, LeBron James, all right, Chris Paul, Kobe Bryant. You're not going to be that. You had to have a role. They had a role. Even though they were superstars, that's their role. Here's what I need you to do. When you give everyone else a role and let them play that role, that's when you get good championship teams. And I think we're starting to get a lot of good players in their role. They're accepting of it. And now I think we just need that one superstar. Matas might be that one superstar in a couple of years.
I think the two roles that you're describing that are missing right now is interior defensive presence, and that's Zach Collins. Zach Collins, I don't know if you knew this at last year when he came, the team was like, I think 10 full points better defensively with him on the court. It was like one of the top 10 teams in the league defensively with Zach Collins played. He had an awesome preseason. He's incredibly underrated as a passer. If you look at his assists per minutes played numbers are actually higher than Vooch's. And defensively, the guy is rock solid. And losing him for 4 to 6 weeks, we lost that role. Jalen Smith was awful in game one. 0 for 7 from the field, 0 for 6 from 3. You can have bad shooting nights. What bothered me was he wasn't even contesting some 3 or 4 foot shots. I don't want to see him on the court again. Actually, Billy, in that game, at the end of the third quarter, I think it was, went to Patrick Williams at center. Very interesting. I think I'd love to see more of that, just because I thought Patrick responded pretty well. He actually showed some life in that role. But you're right. Like, each one of these guys has a role. And this is one thing about this team I think is kind of interesting is how deep it is. It is incredibly deep in terms of, God forbid something happens to Josh Giddey, but you have, Trey Jones has been awesome. Absolutely awesome as a point guard to step in that role. You got a lot of guys that do similar roles. Like if a Coral gets hurt, you got Dalen Terry, you got Julian Phillips that can all step in as that kind of role. Io. The only one I think you can't replace is Kobe White. Kobe White has gravity. People pay attention when he's on the court. That's the one role. But when those two guys come back, I really am excited about this Bulls team can do. I thought they had a 5th seed. They just beat the Pistons. A lot of people had as a 4th or 5th seed. So we'll see where it goes.
Yeah, we will. And I think it's the one thing that I'm really excited about is Billy. Billy's not the type of guy to let up. Because if you notice, Billy was good at coaching young players. I think his issue was always when you get the veteran players, especially at this level, because you're as an NBA player, some veterans might not be as receptive to his coaching. I think he coaches young players, which is why he was really good in college. I mean, look at his Florida teams. Look at the younger teams that he had when he was in the NBA. When you get those younger teams, they really respect him, and it's probably maybe it's just his coaching style, maybe how he relates to younger players. I don't know what it is because I'm not at the facility, but there's something about it. And this team being a lot of the stars being young and him being here for so long. I mean, Kobe's still young. He's 26, but he was young when he first got here. So I think they gravitate toward him. And I think that they hang on his every word. And I think he, in his demanding style, is going to pull the best out of them. And that's what's got me excited, that he's demanding, and these guys are so receptive. And he's still demanding, and they're still receptive to this guy. And that's what makes championship teams. When a coach pulls the best out of the player that he doesn't even believe, and the player wants the best pulled out of him because he can't see how great he is. They can't see how great they are themselves.
Yeah, Billy Donovan, let the record show, Joakim Noah in 2015, just after Tibbs left the Bulls, was asked, who's the best coach you ever played for?
Yep.
Without hesitation, he played for Tom Thibodeau. We all would agree is a very good coach. He said Billy Donovan. Billy Donovan is beloved by everyone who's played for him in college.
Mm-hmm.
I think he did have success with older players in Oklahoma State. Well, that was a pretty young team, but that might be a pretty good point, as you pointed out. I just think I think it's really difficult. There's two types of coaches, I always say. The coaches that ask their players to adapt to their system, and then there's coaches that adapt their system to their players. I think he's really good at the latter. You look at the two systems he's run here, the team literally went from one of the slowest paced teams to one of the fastest as soon as DeMar was traded. That's really difficult to do, and it's impressive to see. And there's a reason he's a Hall of Fame coach. I think he's underappreciated in Chicago. I mean, like I said, every press conference when he explained why he didn't foul with the Bulls up 3 with 13 seconds left was fantastic listening in the last post-game press conference.
Mm-hmm.
And well thought out, and especially when you contrast and compare it to the idiot predecessor we had here would talk about kids on the road and all this nonsense. It's like night and day. I'm a big fan of Billy. I think that's the one thing that Acme did do right. I think Acme and Poles, believe it or not, are very similar. If you look at what they did, they both traded a ton of assets, a ton of draft assets for more established players when they first came here. I mean, look at all the moves that Poles made, trading second-round picks for guys that sometimes flopped out. Some guys, Sweat, second rounder for players that some didn't work out, some did.
Claypool.
They didn't. Yeah, Claypool, exactly. That's another perfect example. And then their best moves were both, to me, completely dependent on the other team's failure. So the best move that Acme had was the signing of Alex Caruso. Alex Caruso wanted to re-sign with the Lakers. So there it is. He allowed us to get Caruso. Pole's best move was obviously the trade with Carolina, but Carolina, it was a miracle that Carolina went from I think they had, they were 7-10 the previous season, to go from that and get the #1 pick and go all the way to the worst team in the league. It's a miracle. So he got really lucky that Carolina was such an incompetent organization. But that said, some of the moves they made recently have really turned around my opinions on them. The Okoro trade for the Bulls was a fantastic move. The signing of Giddey for $25 million, I think, will go down as a really good move. And on the Bears front, obviously hiring Ben Johnson was absolutely stellar move. So not sure about passing up Tyler Warren for Loveland. That might bother me. It bothered me the day it happened, because I watched Big Ten football religiously, and Tyler Warren was the best tight end by a mile in that conference last year. So I don't know how you could possibly take a tight end and not have it be Tyler Warren. But that said, I don't want to get too angry on this show.
Hey, Fred, great stuff, buddy. I appreciate it. Do me a favor, though, before you go, let everybody know where they can find you and your work online.
The Big Red Bus podcast. You go on any platform and search Big Red Bus Bulls, you'll find us. Please listen. I've been doing it with the Podfather, Doug Tonis, for many years now, and it was just a joy to have. We just had Will Gottlieb of CHGO on the show. Previous episode, we had Joe Cowley, so we got a good stream of guests. Shawn, we got to have you on that show soon, man. I got to get you on. That'd be great.
A phone call away.
For it. Yeah, all right, that sounds awesome. Next 2 weeks, we're having you on, okay?
I'm a phone call away, bro. Hey, you've been here for me every time I add, damn near every time. I'll be there as much as as long as if I'm free, I'm there, bro.
That sounds good. All right, Shawn.
All right, man. Have a good one. See red,
too.
Baby. See red.
Go Bulls.
Bear
Go
down
Bulls.
on Sunday. Bear down on Sunday.
Grant Park. Take it easy, bud.
All right, guys. That's Fred Pfeiffer from the Big Red Bus, and man, talking good stuff with the Bulls. We got to switch gears. We're gonna take a quick break, because on the other side of the break, we're gonna welcome my man Kole Noble. Cole's starting to get into my man. I've been calling him my man now a little bit. He's gonna move from my man to like if he gets to my mans in them, he's got a way to go to get to my mans in them, but he's on his way. But my guy Kole Noble is gonna come. We got a lot of Bears to talk because I am fired up about this Sunday. I swear to God, I feel like I'm playing. And I'm looking forward to the challenges of this Bulls team, and I'm looking to see how well they come out. Are you ready? Are you mentally there? Are you looking at a team who sucks? They have talented players, but as a team, they suck. Are they ready to go out and literally punch them in the mouth repeatedly to make them quit? I don't know. I feel like they should. I would be ready to do that. I've been in that situation tons of times, and I just hope that Ben Johnson has them in there. We're going to talk to Cole about it because, man, you see me, I'm getting fired up as we speak. So keep it locked here, folks. Kole Noble on the other side of the break, right here on Shawn Sierra Sports on Sports Zone Chicago. Hey, it's your boy, the SuperBack, Shawn Sierra, and be sure to follow Sports Zone Chicago on all social media platforms, on Facebook, Instagram, and our Roku channel. You can find us at Sports Zone Chicago, and on Twitter, we are at Sports Zone Shy. Also, be sure to download our mobile app so you can take Sports Zone Chicago with you on the go.
How do you take care of your mind health?
For my mental health, I meditate in the mornings. I have my dogs. They're the best. I just find ways that help me just relax.
Finding things that make me happy, like being close to my family.
I meditate a lot and read books. I have hobbies outside of the game. I'm able to switch off. I'm able to turn my brain off from the game of basketball.
Your mind health matters.
Your mind health matters.
It's a romance sport. What? It's a romance sport like that.
Your Marine Corps' way of life is to defend the American way of life. Every day, no matter where we serve, we take a stand for our nation, for each other, for us all. The few, the proud, the Marines.
Everybody in a work zone is somebody.
This is my mom. She works for KDOT.
This is my dad.
This is my mom.
This is my daddy.
This is my sister.
This is my daddy.
This is my son, Scott. He was killed while working in a highway work zone. When you drive through a work zone, drive like a life depends on it. Because it does.
That's right. Hey, what do you say?
Hey, man, I'm proud of you guys so much. That was a huge week for us, and the reason why we didn't handle the short week well the first go-around, so much better this go-around. Let me tell you something. Offense, 200 yards on the ground. Defense, another 4 turnovers. Holy cow. I got one game ball for right now. We'll have more tomorrow. I have one game ball right now, okay? I already talked about defense, 4 turnovers. Okay? Defense, 44 yards on the ground. All right? Defense, 4 sacks. Dennis Allen, come here!
Welcome back to Shawn Sierra Sports on Sports Zone Chicago. Those are the boys. Those are the boys hyping up Dennis Allen. That's why I'm telling you, did you see the way they're fired up for him? Okay? Like, that shows you the emotion. And Dennis Allen's not an easy to play for. He's a very demanding coach. When you're a demanding coach and you're on your players and they celebrate you like that, you've reached them. There's a connection. There's no doubt that these guys enjoy playing for Dennis Allen, the defense. No doubt whatsoever. And that has me excited because there's no doubt that this offense loves playing for Ben Johnson. We're in a really good spot right now as far as this coaching staff. And not to be a jagbag, but I don't think Dennis Allen is getting another head coaching opportunity. He had 2 already. He didn't fare very well in them, which is fortunate for us that he didn't. I think he's going to stay here a while. If he stays here a while, holy shit. A lot of good things can happen on the defensive side of the ball. Just look at the turnover, the takeaways we're getting with no freaking pass rush. None. Man, you got me fired up, man. You guys got me fired up. Let me bring in my next guy. Man, you know what I'm talking about. He's becoming a damn near regular on this show, man. He covers the Bears for A to Z Sports. Man, let's bring him back, my man. Kole Noble. Kole, what's up, Baba? Good morning.
What's up, Shawn? How's it going?
I am fired up, baby. Fired up. We were talking Bulls and Bears a little bit the last segment. He threw some Bears in there. I got fired up. Then the seeing Coach Allen in the locker room, because I played for coaches like that. And I'm a coach like that. I've had my players just hype when things happen like that. It's awesome. It gets the hair on my arm stands up. It gets me ready to get on the field and not anymore. Coach, I definitely not play, but coach in big games like there are on Saturday.
Right. Yeah. If I see the locker room, after a win like that again, it's going to make me fired up and want to get inside that locker room. I mean, whether it's coach, player, either way, I want to be in there. The vibe is insane in that Chicago's Bears locker room right now when they're winning games, and it's fun to watch the way they've turned this thing around.
It really is, and you know what? I like the relationship for me is important. Being a former player and a coach, I've been on both sides of that coin, and to see it like that is, as I said right before you came on, it shows they want to play for these guys. All right, not only do they want to play for the guy next to them, but you want to play for the guy and for your coach. That speaks volumes. When they're demanding, when they're tough son of a guns, when they ask no quarter, give no quarter, and you talk about Caleb came out and said, I love waking up in the morning, going and I get to wake up and go play for this guy.
Yeah,
that is music to my ears, and I love hearing that. With that being said, how soon before you think Caleb kind of gets it? Because he's putting in the work. It's just not showing us the results aren't here yet.
Yeah, I think, like he said this week, it's only just a handful of plays that he hits those plays and they're firing on all cylinders, and this thing's really starting to roll. And that was kind of the same message Ben had earlier this week about just hitting these completions. It was coming out of the bye week. Can Caleb hit the checkdowns? He's progressing well, but then he's missing and being inaccurate on checkdowns. He's been better at that the last 2 games, and now it's on the run, hitting those explosive plays. I looked at it, he has one of the worst completion percentages outside the pocket in the league this year. And a reason why is his depth of target is the second most in the league on out-of-pocket throws. So he gets out of the pocket and he's looking for big, explosive plays and just not able to hit them. And man, once he hits those 2 to 3 passes a game, then we're really starting to see this offense click, especially with the way the run game and the offensive line's been pushing up front.
If he hits Luther Bird, no, Zacchaeus. That one wasn't on. That was a little behind him. That was on the back shoulder back number. Should have caught it. As an NFL receiver, you got to come down with that.
Yeah.
But ball placement, which they talk about, if he hits that, again, I'd say that's probably 20% Caleb, 80% Zacchaeus.
Mm-hmm.
Zacchaeus might still be running, bro. He might still be running. That's what were they on about the 10-yard line? That's a 90-yard house. That's a 90-yard house call. Those things, and now it puts him in a 350, not the 300s, like a solid 350. You get 320 to 340 and above. That's a nice day. That's a really good day at the office. So they are just a little bit here and there off, and I just can't wait until they're finally able to connect on those. Let's stay with the passing game.
Okay.
This offensive line since the break has given Caleb plenty of time. Can they exploit this Baltimore Ravens defense, who has given up 37 points in 4 out of their 6 games? Minimum 37 points in 4 out of their 6 games. Is this the game for Caleb to come out of his shell and get 350, 375, dare I say 400 yards passing?
Yeah, I mean, this secondary has got some players. Kyle Hamilton, he's a beast. He's, an all-pro for a reason at that safety spot. The corners, Ben talked about, how they are as well. Nate Wiggins back there. They got Humphrey still. And then you add in Malachi Starks at safety too. He had high praise for the rookie, on the other safety spot. So they have some players back there, but like you said, they're giving up a lot of points. They also have 6 turnovers on offense without Lamar Jackson. So that's kind of putting their defense in a tight spot too. The last 2 games that are causing them to give up a lot of big points because they're constantly on the field when the offense can't move with Cooper Rush at quarterback. So that's going to be a big part of it too. But if it comes down to a Lamar Jackson, Caleb Williams shootout, I think that he's matched up pretty well for this defense to put up some numbers if it turns into a passing game. But they're going to start on the run first. I think that's the backbone of this offense right now. They're going to work on that run game, get that thing going early, and then try to get some of those shot plays in there with Caleb. But yeah, if he gets those accuracy things cleaned up, I mean, he's the only thing holding himself back right now from having like a 350, 400-yard passing game.
He's the only one. He's the only one holding himself back. You're right. You are 100% right on that. And this run game that you just mentioned, can we go in there and smack him in the mouth and get another 200, close to 200 yards rushing? I'm not asking for 200 yards every week. I'm not asking like the old Nebraska of the 80s and 90s. I'm not asking them there. But can we get a good $150 to 200 yards this week with this running game as this offensive line has gotten more comfortable playing side by side along each other since the beginning of the season?
Yeah, I think that's the hope. That's what, the number they're going to shoot for. I know they want 4.5 out of the backs, especially, 4.5 yards per carry. But how about the wide receivers and tight ends? I mean, Colston Loveland had some pancakes. He had some lead blocks. He took out 2 players on one play when I was looking at the Colston Loveland film this week. He's blocking his tail off. The receivers are blocking their tails off. And then, the outside runs are really hitting right now. When they go off of Theo on the left side or off of Darnell on the right side and let those guys pull out into space, they're running through people. And that's where they're getting some of these big chunk plays on the ground. So Roquan Smith is the one that is, the sideline to sideline player. We know him well in Chicago, obviously. He's the sideline to sideline guy where he's going to try to get on the outside and close up those running lanes and, try to beat Darnell Wright or beat Theo Benedict to those spots. So he's the X factor on that defense to watch out for because he's, the big component that can stop what they're going to try to do on offense. But it's working right now. And I mean, they're blocking well on the perimeter. They're blocking well up front. I think like Ben said, it just took a little bit of time. These are 4 new starters on this offensive line. And we replaced the left tackle already this season. So it took time for them to gel, but they're kind of getting that right now to where, they're on the same page of what the calls are, what their assignments are, and they're just out there executing.
That's got me excited. Being a former running back, I see running backs getting 5 and 6 yards, averaging 5 or 6, 7 yards to carry for the game. It's got me excited because this, especially with Ben Johnson's offense, his offense is predicated on the run. His offense is predicated on the run and the play action pass. And when you're hitting them for 5, 6, 7 yards a pop, play action pass is going to be very, very, effective. So I'm very happy about that. I'm very happy about the way this offense is going. I'm not happy where they're at now, but I like the trajectory of where they're going. And again, once Caleb gets it down, and when I criticize Caleb, because there's some people who get a little annoyed and, stop talking about my quarterback. When I criticize Caleb, it's tongue in cheek because I understand 2026 is going to be so much different than 2025. Caleb's not learning a new offense in 2026. it's going to be so much more efficient. And that's what I want, the efficiency. So when I critique him, it's done with the knowledge that he's still learning. So I don't want people, and one of my guys was a little upset the other day, like, you sound like you're complaining, blah, blah. I said, no, it's not. It's just I want him to pick it up sooner or faster, and he's not picking it up, at the rate I want. And even though, we're not going to be Super Bowl contenders this year, but next year I think is going to be, a different situation. But I had to say that because some people get upset if I criticize Caleb, because you can't criticize that young man. But anyway, let's go to the defense. This defense is a turnover. No, I take that back. This is a takeaway machine.
There you go, takeaway.
Can they continue this production, taking the ball away? Derrick Henry has butterfingers. He's fumbled a couple times. We don't know about Lamar yet. Can this defense continue to take the ball away at 2, 3, 4 takeaways a game?
Yeah, the quarterback position's obviously the big one because, like I said, Cooper Rush, when he was leading the offense had 6 takeaways or 6 turnovers the last 2 weeks. The opposing defense has had 6 takeaways in those 2 games. So getting 3 seems like, the idea. Al Harris is still going to be pushing for 4 every week. That's his number. That's the number they reached last week against the Saints. So that's the magic number you want to get 4. And like you said, Derrick Henry, a little bit of butterfinger, some fumble issues with him. They're going to be peanut punching the ball out like crazy, or at least shooting for him. And even Lamar, when he's on the run, he's, liable for giving the ball up too a couple of times throughout his career. When they can corral him and get multiple hats to the football. So that's the main thing, getting multiple hats to the football. And that's what Dennis Allen explained, is like there's just so much population around the football. And that's what's leading to these takeaways for the defense. So I like how they're playing. Kevin Byard, I loved his comment. He was on Fox 32 Chicago, did an interview with them yesterday, and he said that he wants Lamar to play because he wants to see how good this defense really is against a top offense. Because you look at the last 2 games, Geno Smith and the Raiders, and then Spencer Rattler and the Saints. That's not really good offenses. Bottom level offenses they face, and they're having some really good production against those 2. But how is this defense going to look against potentially a Lamar Jackson led offense with Derrick Henry in the backfield? That's really see how good this defense really is, and it'll be a good measuring stick because the season's starting to pick up and the tough games are coming out really quick on this schedule. So might as well prepare for it now, and hopefully I would like Lamar not to play, but at the same time I hope Lamar does, so we can get a true test to really see what this team looks like on defense.
I don't want him to play. I don't want him to play, and I want it to whoop their ass without him playing. Okay? I'm not concerned about, I want to beat everyone's best team. We're not winning the Super Bowl. All right? We're not.
Yeah.
Okay? What I do want, I want confidence. And the more wins you stack, the more confidence you get. Just like the more games you lose in a row, the more your confidence is in the shitter. It's just that simple. And you know what? And I'm standing by it. I don't give a damn. No one gives a shit about us when we're hurt. No one gives a damn that our number 1 Pro Bowl all-pro cornerback is out. No one gave a damn. No one gave a damn last year when our run stopper Andrew Billings was out. This is part of the game. And you face who you have to face, whoever's standing. And it's your job to beat him. And I don't want Lamar to play. All right. They want to get back into the AFC North. Well, guess what? Kyler Gordon might be coming off the corner and chasing you. You're going to have to run a little faster than if a defensive end or a defensive tackle is chasing you. And now the hamstring is in jeopardy. So are you willing to have him pull a hamstring and be out another 4 weeks? I don't know. I hope he doesn't play. I don't want him to play. If he does, we're going to whoop his ass anyway because he's not going to be 100%. And that's what I want. I want these guys. I need them to blitz. I need them to get him to get off his spot. If you move him from his spot and he's got to run, now you're really putting his hamstring in a tough situation. And people say, a lot of times will say, well, 80% such and such is better than 100% someone else. Yeah, I don't know if an 80%, Lamar is better than everybody else because big part of his game is running. If he can't run, if his hamstring's pulled, he's not going to be able to throw either. So I personally don't want him to play. All right, if he plays, fine. We'll still whoop his ass. We'll whoop that team's ass with him, because I think I'm getting a vibe from this team that they're about business. I doubt that they're going to be overconfident. I doubt they're going to overlook anybody. I doubt that they're looking down on the Ravens because they're 1-5. I don't think Ben Johnson has allowed them to do that, and I think they're ready, and that's got me excited about it. Talk to me about this defensive line. Can we get some more pressure? We had 4 sacks last week from not giving a lot of pressure a couple of previous weeks. Can they continue this pressure, whether it's Lamar or whether it's whoever the hell else is their quarterback?
Yeah, there has been an uptick since the bye week, and that was another thing I think that they've really improved on, especially when you see a 4-sack game that they had last week. But you got to remember, 2 of those sacks were defensive backs. Kyler Gordon got one, Jaquan Brisker got one on pretty much the same exact play. Brisker should have had 2, but he got the roughing the passer call. Rattler just got the ball off right before Brisker was able to hit him, so that could have been 5 potentially with 2 from Brisker. So I like that they're getting those 2 guys involved. Having Brisker and Gordon back helps immensely with that pass rush, and it's something that people might have overlooked that they bring to their the game in Chicago, and it's helping that the defensive line. But at the same time, you can't rely on that. So they're mixing coverages, mixing blitzes with those 2 guys, because you don't want to have them avoiding coverage lanes or anything like that by blitzing them. So it's still on the onus of the defensive line. I do think Montez Sweat's been doing a little bit better, especially since the bye. His pressure rate's gone up a little bit more. He got a sack last week. Deo is still non-existent. I'm not happy about that. But Dominique Robinson, I mean, he had one of his best games. He had 3 pressures last week too. He's showing up. And Booker, we'll see. I mean, the 21-day window is closing really quickly with Austin Booker. And Ben Johnson basically made the point earlier in the week that they just had better guys out there, and they were fine with rolling with the 53 they had. So it seems like Saturdays are usually their day for making roster moves. And that's when they activated Travis Homer and released Capassignon last week. So we'll see if anyone gets dropped and Booker makes his return. But they're expecting him to bring a boost whenever it is that he comes back. He's been full participant ever since his window got open in practice. So I don't know if it's just getting back in, more of a game shape from, not really an injury standpoint, but just, getting his, feet back under him kind of thing and ready to, play like a full game load. So Booker will bring some impact as well if he gets back on the field as soon as this week.
What worries you, if anything, about this Ravens offense? Our defense has been playing well. A lot of takeaways. This offense for Baltimore has been struggling, whether or not Lamar has played. They lost just about all the games he did start, so it's not like, he was setting the world on fire. But what concerns you with this ball offense?
I think tight end's still been an issue. I think Juwan Johnson had a lot of big plays last week for that Saints team on offense from the tight end position, and it's still been kind of a underrated, weakness, I would guess, for this defense, that they're getting beat by tight ends pretty heavily. I mean, Juwan Johnson had 79 receiving yards, and on those 2 drives, like, he was making big plays, and then Olave was getting some big plays. And it's not really the facing the burners. I mean, Zay Flowers can be a burner. The burners are what scare me when you face any offense going up against this Bears team, because I think Nahshon Wrights and Tyreek Stevenson, which, I mean, Stevenson may not play this week, which puts some, some struggles in that outside cornerback position. But I think both players, even when they're on the field, have given up some big plays down the field, and struggle when they're in man, trying to keep up with some of the faster guys, and that's kind of how Olave was beating them. So Zay Flowers could be a problem, especially if they start using him on crossers, and you had Nahshon Wright covering him in man, because Nahshon Wright was on the injury report this week as well. So I'm still worried about those 2 outside cornerback spots when they're putting man coverage on, especially Zay Flowers, and then the tight end and, in the middle, whether it's Mark Andrews or not, maybe likely getting involved. So that tight end position could be a little bit of an issue too.
Okay. Anything on defense? I know Roquan Smith is back, but how healthy do you think he's going to be? I know, I believe this is his first time playing against the Bears since he was traded. But how concerned are you with Roquan Smith? He's one guy. It's great. He's a great player, 3-time All-Pro. Okay, but anything on the defensive end, on the defensive side, that gives you pause or cause for concern in this game.
From the Ravens defense?
Yes.
Yeah, definitely Roquan. I think if Roquan shuts down the run game, the offense kind of gets out of whack. And he's, like I was saying, the one that can split lanes. He's the one that can get ahead of the pulling tackles, the pulling guards, even if it's pulling center with Drew Dahlman, he can crush into those lanes quick and in a hurry. And I know for the most part, Caleb's really good at avoiding turnovers. He had a bad interception last week, and it was just a matter of not getting that ball out sooner on an out route, and then was able to get jumped by the corner. And he's honestly played well against highly intelligent, defensive backs. And he talked about how much of a challenge Harrison Smith always was, every time they face the Vikings. And Kyle Hamilton is a smart player, and he tries to, manipulate quarterbacks into throwing into bad situations and getting turnovers. So, both those guys, Hamilton and Roquan Smith have a chance to really break this game open. But again, they've struggled a little bit the last couple of weeks, so there's still some chinks in their armor as well that Ben Johnson will try to exploit.
Okay. Well, I'm going to ask you what your prediction is going to be for this game.
The score prediction?
Yes.
Okay. So the Bears have gotten 20 consistently on offense. I don't see them not getting there again. So I would say,
especially with this porous Swiss cheese defense that Baltimore employs currently this season.
Right. It's the Lamar question is the big one for me. I don't know if the Baltimore can even get to 20 with this defense if they even start getting some takeaways here. So I'll go maybe like a 28-18 game where Chicago gets close to that 30 mark. I think the 30 burger is going to come next week, the next 30 burger against the Bengals. I think they get close to it this week against the Ravens. So I do think they win and get that 5th straight game. Even if Lamar is out there, I think that they're going to try to get some opportunity turnovers, whether that's trying to punch it out with Derrick Henry or even, some chase down strips on Lamar. Because like you said, he's not going to be running if he's playing like he usually does when he's fully healthy. So I think that Gordon, some of those guys can catch him on the edge and try to knock that ball free because he's pretty loose with it when he's, running around. So kind of like how Spencer Rattler's fumble was last week, where they were able to get him coming from behind and knock that ball free. So it's definitely going to be a turnover game like we've seen the last couple of weeks from that defense. And I want to see the passing game heat up. And if they get to 28 and you run the ball, over 100 yards on the ground, maybe over 150, but then, 2 passing touchdowns from Caleb, that'd be tremendous, I think.
Okay. So Cole's prediction, 28-18 Bears. I was a little more aggressive. I got 38-17 Bears.
Okay.
Part of my logic is this, not just I'm a homer, but also the fact here is that they've given up 37 points. They're averaging 32 points a game giving up on defense. You gave up 37 points 4 of the 6 games that you played. That's a huge, huge amount of numbers. 2/3 of the games you played, you've given up 37 points or more. I think this is a good game for the running, for the ground attack, but I also think it's a good game for Caleb to get on track. And if he does, we're looking at a possible 40 burger. So 30. That's my prediction. I'm sticking with it. 38-17 Bears. And if God forbid, one of my guys, Mondo, he's like loving breakout game loading. If this sucker breaks out, it's bad enough with Rome and DJ and Luther and Olamide, even Cole, whether or not Cole's playing. But then if this rookie breaks out, it's gonna be something crazy. So that's my prediction, 38-17 Bears. And I hope I'm close to right.
Yeah, I'm hoping for the breakout game from Colson Loveland because everyone who's not watching the box scores and the stat sheets, they've seen what kind of impact he's having in the run game. They're seeing like, the first read targets he's getting, like it's looking like it's there. And if he's tight end 1 and Cole Kmet can't go, like it's the perfect storm for him to really break out. Because I'm tired of this Tyler Warren talk. I know, you just had Fred on and he was talking about Tyler Warren a lot, and he saw the Big Ten football, and Tyler Warren was better than Colson Loveland, and as much as even this guy from the Chargers, going off the last 3 games, the rookie tight end 5th rounder, everyone is just getting down on Colson Loveland on Twitter. Any chance a rookie tight end does something, they're just comparing his game to Colson Loveland's whole season. He needs a breakout game, and I hope it's this week against this Ravens defense, because it is the perfect storm matchup. Both coaches, Declan and Ben, talked about him this week about how quarterback friendly he is. The trust is building there. He's a complete tight end now that can play a heavy share of the snaps with Kmet off the field. Like, if it's not this week, when's it going to happen? I mean, this is the week you have to show that he was the number 10 overall pick for a reason.
Cole, great stuff, buddy. I appreciate it. Do me a huge favor, though. Before you go, let everybody know where they can find you and your work online.
Yep, it's A_Slaw, SLAW, on Twitter, and then go to A2ZSports.com, hit the drop down under NFL, and they got all 32 teams. Just check out the Chicago sports section. All of my articles will be there throughout the week, throughout the game, after the game. Anything you want to check out, just be there on A2ZSports.com.
Great stuff, my man. I appreciate it. We'll be in touch soon.
All right. Thank you, Shawn. Looking forward to Sunday. We'll see how it goes.
Bear to freak down, baby. We'll talk soon. Thanks, Cole. Guy, that's Kole Noble from A2Z Sports. And we're going to take a quick break, and then we're going to talk we're going to talk a little NBA. So I got to get into that gambling thing. And then I can kind of I'll tell you about the news. I'll probably announce it Monday, but I just got a couple emails and things are looking really good. So I'm fired up. I'm telling you, I can't wait to talk about it. But listen, we're going to take a quick break. Keep it locked right here. Shawn Sierra Sports on Sports Zone Chicago. Hey, it's your boy, the SuperBack, Shawn Sierra, and be sure to follow Sports Zone Chicago on all social media platforms, on Facebook, Instagram, and our Roku channel. You can find us at Sports Zone Chicago, and on Twitter, we are at Sports Zone Shy. Also, be sure to download our mobile app so you can take Sports Zone Chicago with you on the go.
Time out. How are you feeling right now? Happy? Excited? Angry? Overwhelmed? One of the best things you can do for your mind health is to name what you're feeling. It can sharpen your awareness and help you talk about your feelings with someone you trust. Here are 3 questions to ask yourself. Where are your thoughts right now? In the past, the present, the future? Do you notice any sensations in your body? Is your heart beating fast? Is there a flutter in your stomach? Or are you fully relaxed? What do you need right now? Time with others? Time to yourself? Remember, there's power in this awareness. So find ways to identify what you're feeling today.
At a time when the news seems as subjective as the partisan politics dividing this country, independent professional journalism has become a resource people need to get the honest and accurate information for their lives. That's why I created gervondextersr.com. As a born and raised Chicagoan, I know this city better than anyone. So my investigative stories are all original, and they'll go deeper to expose the truth by using information obtained from public information databases and in-depth interviews with the movers and shakers. My future stories will introduce you to people and businesses who are changing the world, not just Chicago. My missing person stories will spotlight those who you don't hear about in the mainstream media, who are often overlooked. If you want to hear my personal views on things around the world, check out my blog site, which is based off of factual information on my life experiences. There's also past episodes of my weekly sports podcast show, What's Up Cuz, that I host with my real-life cousin, Lance Irvin. So if you're looking for all this information and more, check out jcoinreports.com and follow me on Twitter at jcoy.
Every day, we take steps to keep the people we love safe, but some health risks are easy to miss. Ticks hiding in the yard can spread germs, like the ones that cause Lyme disease. Mice searching for food can spread bacteria that makes us sick. Mosquitoes lay eggs in standing water and can spread West Nile virus and more. Cockroaches are drawn to water in the home, leaving behind allergens that can trigger asthma attacks. Common pests can threaten our health. Learn how to protect your family at pestworld.org.
Do you ever pick up a ball and just shoot?
I haven't picked up a ball in years.
No, come on. Just like walk past. There's got to be a hoop somewhere at your place.
You don't see a hoop anywhere around here, right?
I don't. But
seriously,
the last time you picked up a basketball and shot it?
I was at the Ryder Cup.
Yeah.
And I rented a house from the owner.
Sure.
He came over to do pictures. He had grandkids. And I was meet and greet and thank him for allowing me to stay in the house. And he had a basketball court. He says, I want you to shoot one free throw. I said, really? Now, I already paid for the house. It's not like he got to see me. So when I stepped up to shoot the free throw, it's the most nervous I've been in years.
Stop it.
In years.
Stop it. Come on.
And reason being is those kids heard the stories from the parents about what I did 30 years ago.
Right.
So their expectation is 30 years prior, and I haven't touched the basketball.
I hope you swished it.
Absolutely. I got the most gratifying, that made my whole week, is that I was able to please that kid, not knowing if I could.
Welcome back to Shawn Sierra Sports on Sports Zone Chicago. That clip courtesy of MSC. That was Mike. We were talking about Mike the other day, and man, it's just so good to have him back in the NBA. And here's the story. Here's the video of that clip, which I thought was awesome. Watch this.
Jacob.
How can they go over this line when this?
Got it? They can. But you know where that line come from? The line used to be in. We moved it out.
Right.
How? What? Look at you.
Yeah.
You know?
Lucas, move back,
See
buddy.
the center circle?
Move back.
You remember the center circle? They didn't have it. Will Chamberlain used to take a drive, take off, and lift. That was the free throw. So now you can't start the shot outside the center circle, and you can't break this line until it hits the rim. That's a Will Chamberlain rule. Lord have mercy. Please take it. Now that was pressure, man. I ain't done in a while. I was nervous.
That's my man Mike. That's Mike. Oh my goodness, that story was awesome. That story that story was awesome. Awesome. Oh my goodness, that is awesome. He said, I was so nervous because I was a man. I still am, but man, everyone considers me, the greatest. Like, how can I miss a free throw in front of his grandkids after not picking up a ball in years? That's awesome. That is awesome. Oh, man. But I want to talk about what's going on here. I want to talk about what's going on here in the NBA. The FBI arrested 34 people, many current and former NBA players and coaches, in 2 alleged gambling rings. All right. 2 alleged gambling rings. And wow. Trailblazer head coach Chauncey Billups was arrested. his gambling ring, the gambling ring that he was involved with, he was the face. I'm trying to remember what they called it. He was he was the guy in charge of bringing in big time players. I think it was it was for poker. It was $250,000 buy-in. And he was a guy who would say, hey, they'd be like, okay, you get to play with guys like Chauncey Billups, whatever, he'd bring them in. And they had technology at these tables where the sunglasses, where you were able to see through X-ray vision what's on the other side of everybody's cards. It was literally some James Bond craziness where they could see everybody's cards when they're turned upside down. That's what Chauncey Billups is alleged to be part of. Terry Rozier is alleged to have gambled on games. He gave people money or told people, hey, listen, bet the under. I'm going to pull myself out of games. I'm going to shoot like crap. Crazy. Then they bring in another person, Scott Foster, an official. They arrested him at 6 a.m, local time. He lives in Silver Springs, Maryland. He's charged with manipulating game outcomes for most of his 30-year tenure. And here's the crazy part. Let me take this off the bottom. When he was arrested, Foster blurted out, did Chris Paul put you up to this? This is from Shams Charania, a very well-respected source. Yeah, Chauncey was the bait. They brought him in. He was an NBA player. You know, if you know anything about the NBA, you know he's an NBA champion with the Pistons back in, 04, 05, 06, somewhere in there. Okay. So the Blazers confirmed that Chauncey Billups, they put him immediately. Immediately, he's on leave. And Thiago Splitter's taken over as the head coach. And the Heat put Terry Rozier on immediate leave while they continue this investigation. Yeah, that's the one I just showed you, Mashawn. That's the one I just showed you. He's got arrested. He was arrested. Welcome to Gotham Casino, owned by Batman. Gilbert Arenas told on everybody. Gilbert Arenas, boy. But I'm looking at this for a couple of things. So Chauncey wasn't the mind. So Chauncey's alleged gambling ring was connected directly to the mafia. And this is what they said. They didn't say organized crime. They said the mafia. King Booker, well, you're a fool. He said Gilbert Arenas gave names, addresses, shoe sizes, favorite gum, everything. But I'm appalled by this. Here's why. Let me here. Chauncey Billups is making $2 million out. No, that was coaching contract. There we go. Come on. Here's this. Here. He's making $4.7 million a year. $4.7 million a year. Okay, he earned, in the 24-25 season, so two guaranteed years. So he's making $5 million for the most part. Okay. He's making $5 million. Terry Rozier signed a 4-year, making $24 million a year. BMF, Black Mafia family. We got one more season of that. How much money do you need? Like, I think this is stupid. And I have never been addicted to anything, so I can't speak. If someone's ever been addicted to anything in the chat, just let me, you don't have to tell me what you're addicted to. But you're making $5 million a year, Chauncey, you're worth about $35 million. I just saw that when I looked it up. You're worth about $35 million. You're making $5 million a year, and you allowed yourself to be used as bait. And some shit like this, you know what they're doing. And Terry Rozier, $24 million isn't good enough for you. See, and here's why I'm a little leery about the gambling thing. Because there's no chance of the game. So the people, from what I've heard, it's the rush. When you're addicted to something, it's the rush. It's the gambling. Sex, the drugs, the alcohol. There's no rush if you manipulate the outcome. There's no rush. So what he would do, he'd tell his people to place bets on a prop bet. He's projected to score over under 18.5 points. Okay? Whatever. I don't know. Play like shit, go out with an injury with 12, 13 points, 14 points, and obviously he'd fall under the over-under. People would get a lot of money. But you knew literally stealing the money. Like gambling, I can see there's a chance you can win, you can lose. Here, there's no chance you can lose. And if you saw the shit shots, oh my God, I forgot someone posted a video on social media. He couldn't hit water if he fell out of a boat in Lake Michigan. So my thing is this. You have to be really stupid to put your salaries online, in jeopardy, on the line. You're making $5 million, Chauncey Billups, after you're already worth $35 million. That's what you're worth. That's what your net value is. You got a house, you got money. Probably don't have a bunch of cars. That's you're older now. You ain't into all that. Maybe a couple of classic cars, maybe, but you ain't talking craziness. $35 million. How many of us could chill with $35 million the rest of our lives? I go get a couple apartment buildings. Have that money, make money, would be good. And you, Terry Rozier, $24 million. You think you're okay? Obviously, you're okay with risking that for who knows how much your money. 50,000, 100,000, 500,000. You're worth risking 24 million a year for that? You gotta be dumb as hell. You're dumb as hell. Like I said, I get it. The rush, the addiction is the rush that you get, that you feel. But you're not winning. You know you're going to win. There's no rush involved. There's no rush. There's no chance of it not going your way. I might not get it. Oh, I got it. I might not get it. Damn, I lost it. Oh, let me go it again. There's no rush. You know you're going to win. You're manipulating. You're cheating the system. So is that where the rush comes from? You cheating the system? And you're willing to put whatever you're making off of that up against a $24 million a year contract? You're a special kind of stupid. Special kind of stupid. Because this type of thing, I mean, illegal gambling, you might be locked up, Papa. You might get locked up. And what's your $24 million a year going to do? First of all, your contract's going to be voided. Going to be banned from the NBA. Hope you have some good investments. You and Chauncey Billups. Chauncey, you're 30-something years old, man. 40-something years old. Come on, bro. You know better. You know better. How old is Chauncey? Now I want to find out. He'll be 50. He's 49 years old. He just turned 49. You're 50 years old, dog. Making $5 million a year, and that's not good enough for you. I have no remorse for them. These are decisions you made. You know you cannot bet on sports, especially, or you can't bet on your team. Can't. You can't manipulate outcomes. That's like the dude at the Super Bowl who bet on himself, said, he bet that there would be a fan run on the field at the Super Bowl, I believe it was. And the odds were if he bet X amount of money, he's going to win, I don't know, $15,000, $20,000, something like that. So he said, well, how much if I'm the one who went on the field and got arrested? He looked that up, and it was like a couple $100 to post bond. $15,000, $10,000, $15,000, a couple $100. He ran the field. He won his bet. But this is something completely different. We're talking organized crime. We're talking the mafia, Chauncey Billups. We're talking fixing games, Terry Rozier. Mondo, yes. Shohei was gambling and his interpreter took the fall. Go get him, FBI. Yes. Yes, yes, yes. And I love Ohtani. I think he's one of the greatest player or two in the history of baseball. But go get his ass. It's got to be a fall. Junior says, any Bulls get arrested? No, not that I know of. There is a Bulls connection, though, according to Joe Colley. The sprawling incident, the sprawling indictment points to one specific game when the Blazers played the Bulls on March 24th, 2023 in a meaningless game in Portland. The indictment details that in the Blazers' previous games, an individual identified as co-conspirator 8 told one of the defendants, Eric Ernest, that the Trailblazers were going to be losing intentionally to increase their odds of getting a better pick in the upcoming draft. The Bulls won that game 124-96. For you to put your salary, Terry Rozier, on the line is just a special kind of stupid. Maybe it's different when you're making that kind of money. But like, what other bills do you have that your $24 million a year salary can't cover? Because whatever bills you have, if they are that big, you can get rid of them. You don't need to buy 4 cars or 7 houses or 7 condos or both. Those are stuff you don't need to buy. You can live comfortably. Your grandchildren's grandchildren can live comfortably if you invest properly. And at that level, you have people to help you invest. Or here's a crazy idea: pay a financial advisor. So you should have the money working for you. But to do that is an embarrassment to yourself. To do that is an embarrassment to your family. And to do that is out and out stupid. Out and out stupid. Mondo, you're a nut. So that's all I wanted to say. And I got a lot of problems with you people. And you're gonna hear about them. That's a big shout out to my girl G at CrossFit. She had a Festivus shirt on today at CrossFit this morning. So in the middle of, right before we're about to work out, I just yelled, I got a lot of problems with you people. And she busted out laughing. Chris, the greed is real. I'm telling you. Rozier, 24 mil ain't good enough? All right. Here's what a lot of people have been waiting on. The drum roll, please. Sports Zone Chicago swag shop will open next week. Open next week. I'll let you know Monday for sure. It will open next week. I'll give you the link. I'll give you the website, the whole 9. We had to wait. We had to get everything done. We had to get the EIN number, had to deal with the banks, had to deal with everything. So you can order. And there's some dope ass shit. Pardon my French. Pardon my French. So if you saw the pictures that I had from the viewing party, You got the Sports Zone Chicago shirt. You have the Coaching Matters shirt. You have the FGB shirts. We're going to have another shirt. We have the FGB hats. We have the Sports Zone Chicago hat like the one I'm wearing. Okay, we have the embroidered hat. Here, the FGB embroidered hat. We have that. All right, we have the Sports Zone Chicago embroidered hat. And I need to know, let me know if you like this shirt. Please let me know if you like this shirt. I got a couple, but let me know if you like this shirt. These will all be on the website for Sports Zone Chicago swag. Let me know if you like this shirt. Put it in the comments if you like that shirt. Mondo, let's effing go. Chris, congrats, bro. Thanks, man. I appreciate it. Junior, I like them. Mashawn, awesome. Do you guys like these shirts? This shirt. Mashawn said, I love them, SuperBack. FGB. Hey, hell yes, let's go. Then I also have this one. This is for a special niche of people. Cornelia says, I like the navy blue. I hate the orange ones. Okay. What do you guys think? Cigar connoisseur, cigar junkie, cigar fanatic, cigar lover, or cigar savant? Let me know which ones you like. I'm going to have these as well. And if you're a young lady, we make them in ladies' shirts as well. Cigar junkie, cigar lover. So we're gonna have. I want your opinion, your input on cigar connoisseur, cigar junkie, cigar fanatic, cigar lover, or cigar savant. Junior says connoisseur. Okay. Here's how it would look. Got the connoisseur is stacked. The other ones are in one line. But yeah, the swag shop will open next week. Man, believe you me, oh man, we have plenty of hooded sweatshirts. Did you mean a hooded sweatshirt that says Bears Victory Monday? If you want hooded sweatshirts, we can get you hooded sweatshirts. Well, listen, I'll let you know exactly on Monday when it's open. But 2 hours is coming on. I want to thank my guests, Fred Pfeiffer from the Big Red Bus and Kole Noble from A to Z Sports. All right, listen, folks, I got to get out of here. Chris says smoke cigars, not dope. I got to get out of here. I got to keep this under 2 hours so I can cut it up. I'll see you guys. Have a phenomenal weekend. Your boy, the SuperBack. I'll see you on Monday. Bear down. Your boy is out.